All right, it's a beautiful but breezy fall morning. Get a little bit later start than usual. The sun's already up, as you can tell. And I don't really know what I'm gonna do today. I'm trying to find some speckled trout. I'm in a pretty big lake here. Birds diving all around me, not too concentrated. I might make a quick pass through that and then go hit the shorelines. If that doesn't work out, I'll duck into the marsh, see if I can find some trout hanging out in some of these bayous. It's just so nice out here. Wish this wind would die a little bit, but man, the weather's so nice. Crisp air, beautiful fall morning. All right, these birds are being super random. Every now and then, a couple of them will get excited and duck down on a trout hitting a shrimp, but there's no real concentration, or at least none that I can find. I keep hearing fish hit all around me though. So I'm starting with, oh, there's another one. Starting with this Versamaxx Bolt. Oh, there's a fish. All right, that's a speck. All right, all right. It's got a legitimate shot of being a keeper too. I don't think he is. I think he's a little small. We're just gonna let him go. First cast curse, one hit wonder. Got multiple bites on that first cast and none since. I'm really drifting through here quickly. I don't have the trolling motor down. Just letting the wind and current push me. Below this Versamaxx Bolt, I'm fishing this Salt Strong Power Prawn, the natural color that I've been throwing a lot. Got it on a 1/16 ounce death grip jig head. Oh, there's a fish. This fish hasn't come up at all. I'm thinking catfish. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'd bet money on cat now. Pay up, because it's a catfish. Well, let me dispose of him. Worst part of catching a catfish, a gaff top at least, is the slime. They leave you a little present. All right, bird fishing isn't really my thing. I think I'm gonna go hit one of these shorelines and see if I can find a concentration of fish. They're obviously in this lake, so that's good. Water clarity is really good. All right, I'm up closer to the shoreline. Got a shrimp Creole colored matrix shad on a 1/4 ounce death grip jig head. Probably switch between this and the Cork. Depth here is about 3.5 feet. Oh, there's a fish. That's a good fish. That's a keeper trout. Man, that's a good trout. It's a real good trout. Yeah, that's a nice fish. That's a good fish. It's about a 16-inch speckled trout. I mean, that's nice for the fall in the marsh. Even with the new limits, this thing will be legal. If you haven't heard, Louisiana's changing their speckled trout limits, more than likely. 13.5 with 15 fish per person. Personally, I'm in favor of it. I love it. All right, I spot locked my trolling motor. We'll see if that was a fluke or if they got others in the area. All right, no other sniffs. So typical for this time of year. Water temp is 71. There's still a ton of bait in the marsh. So these fish are not real grouped up. I'm just gonna continue drifting this flat. Oh, take down, missed him. It's amazing. As soon as you take it off spot lock, it's like picking up the anchor. Oh, that's a good trout. Or a red. If that's a trout, that's a big one. Could be another catfish. Could be another catfish. I don't know what this is, to be honest. We'll spot lock anyway. We're gonna be a minute. I'm thinking redfish, to be honest. I really think, yeah, he's acting redfish-like. I think this is a red. Good Lord. Yeah, I think it's a red. It's definitely not a cat. It's a nice red. I'm starting to think bull red. Oh yeah, big bull red. Big bull red. Oh yeah, that's a beast. If I'm fortunate enough to land this fish, he's getting a tag. He's a big boy. Nah, come on this way. Don't go in the trolling motor. Or the outboard. Let's get this net. No way we can lift him. He's a definite rod snapper. If about a 30, 32 inch fish, somewhere in there. Really nice redfish. And he's ours. All right. That's a big old boy. That's a big redfish. All right, let's get a tag for this guy. All right. Oh, there you go. All right, not the way I like to revive him, but he came back to life, so he got all fired up. Good for him. That was about a 32 inch fish. He really wrecked my power prawn, which is bad news because it's the last one I got. Let's see if we can salvage it. All right, let's continue our drift along this shoreline, see if we can run across anything else. One of the great things about fishing South Louisiana, even if you're targeting speckled trout, you're gonna bump into some redfish, maybe some flounder, maybe some bass. Such a variety of fish here. Now, as a general rule, I like targeting trout, I don't know, about 30 yards or so off a shoreline. They're seldom right up on a shoreline. It's not necessarily true with the reds, however. They usually get right up against it, even those big ones like the one I just caught. But if there's bait in an area, they'll be out prowling around looking for something to eat. Oh, another takedown. Missed him. Ooh, there's a fish. There's a fish. That's a good trout. That's a good trout. We'll see if we get him in. Oh yeah, real good trout. Look at that. That's a really good fish. What'd you throw up? You threw up something. Man, that's a healthy trout. We're gonna stick a tag in this guy and let him go. He's a little bigger than I like to keep. Let's see how big he is. Yeah, he's about 17 inches, so let's put a tag in him. There you go, swim off. Now, this Versamaxx Bolt is kind of my search rig, but I don't really know where any fish are. Just like to cover water with it. It's very, very effective. We'll get bites from small fish, medium fish, even occasionally big fish. So it kind of shows you where fish are holding, and you can go back and dissect it. And it's super windy today, so it's limiting our options, but the trout I've caught in here have been really nice. Definitely the fish are scattered, no question about that. When I get a bite, I try and spot lock and see what else is there, and man, it's just nothing. Just gotta cover water. It's kind of how it is right now. And this time of year, I'm pretty aggressive in popping that cork. You wanna call those fish in, and also you wanna make that bait look really, really erratic. Now, fishing in this much waves, it looks erratic anyway, which definitely helps. I mean, you know, you figure when you're fishing a bait under a cork on a calm day, it's kind of just sitting there. On a day with a lot of waves, it's bouncing up and down constantly. Definitely looking more lifelike, but popping that cork just kind of gets their attention, gets them looking in that direction. All right, this wind's starting to really pick up. I'm gonna go see if I can find some trout inside the bayous and ditches. Hopefully this tide's falling. I really have no idea what it's doing, but even if it's rising, I feel like our chances are better inside a marsh than out in this wind. Let's go see what else we can find. All right, I've ducked into a little bayou. Gonna see what I can catch. Jigging the shrimp creole matrix shad, 1/4 ounce death grip jig head. Water's falling, looks really, really pretty. Oh, first cast. Look at that. It's either a bass or a trout. Looks like a bass. Not a big bass, but a fish on the first cast. All right. There's one. Oh, nice bass. Oh, you gotta love the fall. Getting dizzy, dude? You spinning around. Shrimp creole matrix shad look good to you, huh? Fat, short fish. This is what you catch in these marshes. So good to see. Man, these guys were tough to find this summer. Obviously, there's a few around now that it's fall. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close things out. We got some bites today from some really nice fish. Things are just now starting to get rolling in these marshes. Gonna get a whole lot better over the next few weeks. Just so exciting to see. Love fall, as you know. The strategy and technique that I employ today is only gonna get more entrenched. And you know I'll be out here chasing these fish, throwing corks, throwing jerk baits, throwing hard plastics, jigging soft plastics, doing it all, because I love it. Well, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, if I don't see you in the marsh, I'll see you right here on Marshman Masson.